Okay, so moving on with our course, let's talk about additional buttons that we have on the toolbar of the debugger. I have here in ABAP editor the program we have been using. So let me execute by pressing F8. We have it. We have here the programs or the pattern that I want the program to search, and I want to search the string ABC. Let me switch on the debugger by entering in the command field /8. You already know this, and then enter. Okay, debug is on now. Let me execute by pressing F8. Okay, this is the debugger, and the next button that I will show to you is this one, is step size. First of all, to be able to do this, let me set up breakpoints. Okay, don't worry for now, I won't give you more details because we'll cover in the next moments. So I have a function module, it's this one, rs get all includes. Let me then set a breakpoint here and then F8 continue. Great, the program stops there. First of all, let me execute just by pressing single step. Oh, great. So the control passed from line 47 to 49. Okay, we have here a refresh command we have seen already. So these two internal tables are emptied, or all the lines that they have are deleted. Okay, but with a single step, this statement line was executed as a single one. So what I'll do now, let me remove these breakpoints and then continue with the execution by pressing F8. Okay, so again, I will repeat what we did. Switch on the debugger, execute. I'll create again the breakpoint on the function module, enter to confirm, and then F8 to stop there. Now let me click on this button first, so step size, and see what happens. First thing that we see is that we get a message, debugger increment changed to subcondition statement. And now we'll do the same, we'll press single step and you see what happens. So once, so you see that this first part of the command was highlighted. Okay, so this is the first part that was executed, and now this is the one that will be. So first refresh acted influenced this internal table, and now it will influence this one. So when I click single step, okay, great, so this last table is emptied and the control goes to line 49. Okay, so single step, what it will do, it will create additional create additional steps. It will, instead of executing lines as a single command line, if it's the case like this one where we have the same command acting over two different internal tables, it will treat each one separately. Let me remove then the breakpoint, and let's continue with the execution. Okay, the program is over now. Let me go back and then switch on the debugger again to talk to you about breakpoints, a very, very important topic that we have in this course. /8, enter, debugger is on. Let me execute. Okay, great. So this is the first statement that we have in this program. And let's click on this button, create breakpoint in command method. The first tab that we see there is ABAP commands. We can set breakpoints in ABAP commands by just typing the statement or the command that we need the program to stop on, or we can also choose a statement variant using the search help. For instance, if you want to stop in a delete statement but not in everyone, you need to stop only on the commands that delete from internal tables, for instance. You can enter delete asterisk in the field, and then you hit F4 to call the search help, and then you choose delete I tab variant, and there you go. So let me show to you. I don't want to stop on every delete command because I have several variants. Let me choose delete asterisk. Let me hit the search button, search help button. See. Then I see here all the possible variants that this command has. What I will do now, let me choose this one. So every time I have a delete command over an internal table, I want the program to stop. So I just highlight the line and then click continue or enter. Let me confirm by hitting enter. Great. And then let's continue with F8. So you can see here the first is stop, delete from internal table line, this line. If I double click here, I see that line 46 is being deleted. Let me run the program again. Okay, let's search for a string ABC. Let me switch on the debugger, /8, enter and run. Okay, I will explain to you this next variant of the breakpoints. Let's stop on a method. Okay, let's stop for this time in a local class, define it for a specific program. This is the name of the program. I also have the name of the class. This is LCR source scan. And I have the method where I want the program to stop, which is get underscore includes. Now pay attention because I will talk about free conditions, and free conditions might be really very helpful to you. So I want the program to stop here in this method of this class, which is defined for this program, but I don't want the program to stop here every time. Okay, so it only makes sense for me to stop here if a certain internal table has at least one line. So what I will do here, let me enter here lines dt underscore object greater than 0. So the breakpoint details are here. It will stop on this method, but only if dt underscore object has at least one line. So lines greater than 0. Let me confirm. Great. And then let's move on with continue. Perfect. So we are here. This is the program. This is the method get includes of the local class LCL source scan. Let's move on. Okay. Now let's see the next one. I will go back. Same thing. Turn on the debugger. Enter and execute. So I will talk to you now about the form tab. We can set a breakpoint in a specific routine of the program. So what we will do now to demonstrate to you, I will set a breakpoint in this routine that you see here on the back, but let's do it using this interface. So this is the program. I have here the form or the routine is generic PBO enabled. And then let's click OK, continue. Great, you see here that the breakpoint was set. Okay, but you can think now, but I am already in this line of, or I am already in this routine of the program. So why set a big breakpoint here? Because I'll show you that when I continue with F8, the program will stop here once more. So let's continue. Okay, so it stopped here before ending, and then if I click F8, okay, now it resumes and shows to us the final list. Let's go back and let's talk about the next option. Turning on the debugger and execute. The next option that we have when we click on create breakpoint is, I'll skip for now the exception. Okay, I plan to add in the near future to this course, but let's skip for now. Let's talk about the source code. What I can do, I can set a breakpoint in a routine or a screen logic line. Both can be achieved through this tab. Okay, so I can create a breakpoint in a program and a row, and I can also, if it's the case, stop on a screen logic. So I have to enter here the program, the screen number, and the line. All you need is to inform the program and line number. Nevertheless, at least for programs, it might be much easier to set this kind of breakpoint directly on the source code. You can double-click the line on the debugger, or you can do it using the ABAP editor or SE38 transaction code. For now, let's do the following. I have a program here, the same that we have used. So let's create a new breakpoint. This is the program. And what we will do, okay, so this is the main program, but the one that is really called is this one. So let's change RS ABAP source scan, and let's stop on line 1302. Okay, so I have here the program, and I want it to stop on line 1302. Let me confirm. Great, breakpoint was set. If I continue with F8, okay, you see that this is the program, and exactly as expected, the execution is stopped on line 1302. Let me resume the execution. Let me go back. Let's start again. Execute. Now let's talk about the miscellaneous, which is this one. So for now I will also skip these two tabs. They are not used a lot. So again, I plan to add this content to the course later, but let's skip for now. So ST template and WebGPro. Let's talk about miscellaneous. What we also can do here is, for instance, set a breakpoint when a program or a screen changes in the stack. So, for instance, every time we have a new screen called or a new program, the flow will stop. What I will do here, let me set this one, the first one, when ABAP or plus screen stack changed. Let me confirm. Let me see here, I believe desktop 2. Okay, great. So here we have the ABAP editor on the left, and then on the right you have the ABAP stack. What I will do, let me continue with F8, and you see, so this is the current routine where the program is now. So this is the program and this is the routine. If I continue, see, it left that routine and now it's on start of selection. And to achieve this, all I did was to set or to activate an indicator on the screen. So every time this stack changes, the program will stop. Let's see again once more. F8, and then we have a new call, and then the program stops again. Once more, and it keeps stopping. Every time the stack changes, every time we have a new call to a routine, to a program, or to a screen. Let me deactivate. So let me remove this breakpoint. Don't worry about this now. I'll get back to this later. And let's set another breakpoint now at message. This, pay attention here because it might be very useful for you. Sometimes you run a program and you receive back an error message, and sometimes it's very important to you to know exactly where or which program is triggering that message and why. So what you can do, you can enter here a message ID or class, a number, and a type. So error, warning, status. So let me do the following. Let me close this for now. Let me continue, and let's do the following. So starting again, let me execute again the program. Let me do the following first. Before talking to you about breakpoints in messages, let me do the following. I will let this field empty. So I'm trying to look on these programs or search these programs for a certain string, but I am not entering the screen. So let me try to run, and you see, I have a message, enter a search term. Let me double click this. So take a look here. We have three numbers, 385. So 385 are in fact the message number. So we always have three numbers to identify a message in a class, and the class is EU. Okay, so everything I did, when I got the message, I double click it, and then I have a new screen telling me that class is EU and the message number is 3085. Now let me enter a search term. Let me turn on the debugger /8, enter, and run. Okay. Now let me do the following. Let me stop on the let me create a new breakpoint. I'll set the breakpoint on a message, so EU, and number is 385. Enter to confirm. Breakpoint is set. But see, to get at this point of the program, I had to enter a search term. So what I will do, I will save these breakpoints I have just set, so that the next time I execute the program, it's activated again. and let me continue with F8. Okay, the program finished. Let me go back, and now let me remove the search term, so the error will occur. Let me execute, and now you see. So the breakpoint that we set asked the ABAP to stop on message 385 of the class EU. So it's exactly what we got.